Oh, hello. Do you think that Big Brother is watching? Or that the Illuminati is planning to take over the world? Have you happened to have an encounter with a space alien today? Well, if the answer to those questions is yes, then grab your hat. This is tinfoil hat time. So, welcome back to Tinfoil Hat Time. We're going to be doing a conglomeration of kind of like a follow-up to last week's Tinfoil Hat Time about the smart city of the future. And a long time, my 7th ever Tinfoil Hat Time, which was called Subscribing to Bankruptcy. And we are going to be talking today about services. And let us serve you and what's been going on with this plan. So if you didn't catch last week's Tinfoil Hat Time, you should go ahead and do that. So here, basically, they're talking about this smart city in 2030. Nobody owns anything. There's no privacy, and life has never been better. I'm not going to rehash all of that one, but several people have actually sent me a message saying that was probably the best tinfoil hat time ever. So hopefully I can exceed it this time, but I just don't know where we're going. But what I want to do is I want to document how this is starting to happen. Because if you caught the news yesterday, you know there's a very fascinating thing, and that is that Volvo is now releasing a car subscription. And I'm not sure what is up with these morons over at TechCrunch, but they're like, Volvo's car subscription service sounds like a good way to get the new XC40. If you're brain dead, holy moly. Now, basically you have this car. I apologize for all the ears that just blew up. I apologize. Second to get the hearing back. Okay, so if you didn't catch the news, what's going on here is Volvo now has a subscription service for a car. It locks you into a 2-year lease. And being locked into your 2-year lease, you pay $600 per month and you get this car. You have a limit of 15,000 miles per year. They roll in, the basic maintenance stuff. They roll in the insurance. They roll in, basic maintenance, insurance, and I think like a AAA type service, roadside assistance service. So they tie all that in. So is all of that worth $600 a month? No. At the end of your 24 months, you will have paid $14,400. You have no option to buy the car cheaper like a lease, which, by the way, a lease, prior to this crap, a lease was probably the worst way to own a car. I think that this will get worse. You're tied into this $600 a month fee. Now, they give you a insurance plan with a $500 deductible, which means if something does go wrong, you don't have a huge deductible, which is good. It's a $250,000, $500,000 plan, and they don't tell you what the third number is. Remember, there's 3 numbers. The first number is how much bodily injury per person. The second is how much bodily injury total, and the third is how much total property damage the insurance company will pay. There's 3. So usually your last number matches your first number. So it's usually like a 100, 300, 100. If you have that, you need to up your insurance. This is a 25, or 250, 500, 250, or probably it's 250, 500, probably 250 for the last number, which ultimately for having a car like this is not a lot, because the valuation of this car, if you total it, I mean, that's going to get pretty close to that. So it's not a particularly good insurance plan, but hey, at least the insurance plan is wrapped in there. So is it really worth paying $14,000 and at the end of the 2 years, you have nothing? Because that is a service model. You're not owning a car. With a lease, it's sort of ish your own, but not really. If you take out a car loan, it's dumb, but at least you own the car as long as the payments are being made. The best thing, of course, is to just buy the car. Buy the car. And by the way, don't ever buy a brand new car unless you happen to have $1 million in the bank. Otherwise, you are throwing money down the toilet. Because we're going to read through this TechCrunch article, which is, I'm pretty sure is written by, I don't know. I'm going to leave that word out. I don't know this gentleman. But Volvo has a subscription car service where you can pay and get a new vehicle for a flat monthly fee, including insurance, maintenance, and service. It's not the first car maker to provide this kind of ownership alternative, but it may be the best deal in business at the moment. Not really. $600 a month, at the end of it, you have no asset, is called stupid. Okay? At least if you put this thing on a loan, you have some degree of valuation, albeit not much. And so, let's see, there's, so they're saying, oh, this car costs $35,200 to purchase. Yeah, don't buy it new. Because here's the thing, if you just put that into 4 years, $600 for 4 years, you have still not yet made this much money. So what's going to happen is you're going to pay them all this money. They're going to, at the end of the 2 years, you have zero. You hand them back the car and they're like, would you like to do that again? That was a great deal, wasn't it? And all these brainhead folks without their tinfoil hats, they're going to look down and go, that was so awesome. I had no problems. Ooh. And what they don't realize is their biggest problem is the loss of $14,000. So that's, what is that, $7,700 per year of the car. And now, this is interesting because look at that number and look at what some of the things that Lyft has tried to say. So the directors of Lyft and Uber has the same kind of model, except no one listens to them anyway. They're like, car ownership's expensive. It costs $9,000 a year to own a car. Look, you just get rid of the car and you let us own the car. We'll take care of all that horrible car ownership and you just call us up when you need a ride. That's what Lyft wants. And it's moving towards the 2030 city of the future where nobody owns anything, except, of course, the big guys. Because guess what? Lyft still owns the car. In this model here, Volvo still owns the car. And there is something to ownership. Okay? I don't have anything in here that is on some service plan. Now, a lot of people do. A lot of people are paying monthly for their phone. That phone does not belong to you. But I went out, I spent a good couple months looking for a great deal. I got a Nexus 5X. I paid $200 even for it. And I own it. And nobody has any claim. If money's so tight next month that it's just like, nobody's going to come and take my phone. And that's the problem with these. You lock yourself into $600 a month for a stupid car, and what happens if you lose your job 2 months into that? Do you think they're going to have leniency? No. It will be called an early termination fee where you're essentially going to have to pay them the vastest majority of that, probably something. You're probably going to paying several thousand to get out of that right at the time that you lost your job and you don't have the money. Now, what makes this a good deal? Well, this is a really good deal if you compare it to Cadillac, which starts at $1,500 per month. Introducing Book by Cadillac, a bold luxury vehicle stupidity model. Excuse me, that's a subscription model. So Cadillac has this Book thing, and Book is $1,500 per month, a flat monthly fee of $1,500 per month. Are you brain dead? You have to be a moron to throw that much money into a stupid Cadillac subscription service. This eliminates the hassle of car ownership so members can experience the uninhibited driving. I bet it's not uninhibited. I'm willing to bet there's a limit to the miles you can drive. Let's have a look here. Let's see. They're not even really giving us any details, though. And I went over here to this Book by Cadillac, and I can request to join. What to expect. Home ownership. Let's see. Car ownership. Wait. Granted membership. Oh. This on-request services tailored to you after your granted membership. This is what the credit card industry did a while back. You have to apply, and if you're lucky, you get to join our little club. Ooh, look at this. You get to join our little club, select from 5 curated vehicles. Oh, I'm salivating. Your expectations are exceeded. As a member, simply select an available vehicle with our dedicated app or call Book Concierge. We will personally deliver your chosen vehicle when and where you desire it. Let's see what I can do. I need to confirm a bunch of stuff. When would you like to start? See, what they're not giving us at all. They're not giving us anything, any details about this program. How many miles do you get? And it's like a credit card. You apply for a credit card, they don't tell you what your interest is. You're just supposed to be happy you got it. Concierge services. From scheduling to delivery to return, you're covered. Concierge will deliver each vehicle to you along with the answers you might have when you're on the road. Rest assured, 24/7 roadside assurance, plus insurance coverage should anything get in along the way. Let's see. What is it? It is a monthly subscription service that gives members the opportunity to have one Cadillac in their possession at all times and the ability to exchange vehicles among the predefined set of vehicles as their needs change. How long does it take to be a member? Booked by Cadillac will review all applicants' submitted materials as well as driving records before approval. So I have to give my driving record to Cadillac to pay them the opportunity of $1,500 per month to drive a car that I don't own. We are getting stupid in America if we're following this for this stuff. Oh, now it's an $1,800 fee. What? Your Book by Cadillac subscription includes the following benefits: 18 vehicle exchanges within 12 months of initial sign-up, access to Book by Cadillac's fleet of high-end luxury vehicles based on availability, insurance, routine maintenance and repairs, vehicle registration costs, online Sirius XM, 4G LTE in state and local taxes. Hey, at least here's the difference, by the way. The one by Volvo, you still have to pay state and local taxes. You still have to pay registration fees. And I don't think you get the internet or Sirius or OnStar. So at least you're getting all those extra benefits. As if I really want my car to have full access to 4G LTE access so that the car can perpetually communicate everything about it and me to someone else. No, thank you. I will gladly affix my hat a little bit tighter. Wow, this is creepy. This is just creepy. It's not only the cars we won't own anymore. How about our software? And software is big because, this channel is called Switch to Linux, and I'm all about free and open source software. I want to have control over the software I have. And on the computer I'm recording this on, there is, I think every bit of software I have on here is free software. It's free and open source available software. I know what's going on with it. Yeah, see, I'd say the only one that I would generally run that's not is Skype, but I don't have Skype on this computer. This computer is dedicated to video and video and graphic production stuff. So I don't otherwise do general business stuff over here. So I don't believe there's anything on this computer that's not free and open source. But what's going on is in fact, people are saying by 2020, more than 80% of software vendors will change their business model from traditional license and maintenance to subscription models, which is fabulous for the businesses. It's just really bad for the rest of us. Because what happens when we buy into the subscription model service, we never own the software. Now, you can argue we never really quote-unquote own the software, but maybe we have, because I still have my install discs for Warcraft and for Civilization. And any of those discs I still have, I can boot up Wine, and I haven't tested Civilization, but I know Warcraft works beautifully fine on Linux under Wine. If I never connect that thing to the internet, there's nothing Blizzard could ever do about it. I could download the patches, install them manually, in fact, through Linux. I can do that. And that's the thing is I want that ability to own my software. I want to be able to buy my software and save it and not have to worry about whether or not I can install the software on my particular computer. But what's happening now in the software world, and I've talked about this a lot, but it just ties so well into this, smart city of 2030 where nobody owns anything. I don't own the software anymore. I have to now pay Adobe every single month, or at least one big amount per year. And if I don't have that money this month, so suppose I start a little web design business like I have, and I need these software packages to do my work, and I don't know Linux exists, and I'm stuck on my Windows or my Mac, Lord forbid. So I'm stuck on these Windows or on this Mac, and I have the subscription fee. But what if the time rolls around for that renewal, and I just don't have the resources for it? Money's been tight, business has been hard, and I've run out of resources. I am now shot in the foot so that Adobe can run off to the bank with even more. And I'm not saying they don't need compensated for their work, okay? I legitimately bought Adobe CS4 when I could get a good deal on it, and I got it for 60% off. I paid $1,000 for a software package. I think I double checked. I think the actual retail cost is $1,600. So I paid $1,000 for it, and it was a good deal. And if I could purchase an Adobe one-time package like that for Linux, I might consider it. But as of right now, the fact that I don't own the software and I have to perpetually pay them money, that's a challenge. So I beg this question, is Microsoft going to do the same thing? So I looked in this article here, and this article here is just from earlier this year, and they're starting to suggest that Microsoft is trying to wean it out. As of today, you can still go on to Microsoft and you can purchase a one-time Office and Student 2016 for $119, which is tied to the computer you attach it with. So if you change computers, you'd have to buy it again. What they want you to do is they want you to instead, you see the big link up here, I mean, oh, this is for these, but hey, why don't you just buy Office 365 instead? This just moves with you, it's, whatever, updates automatically, and of course they want you to pay, it looks like it's on sale for $80 per year to buy it, or you can only pay $10 a month to have it. So there's the Office, and that's the Home. This is the Personal. I'm not sure why the Personal is cheaper. Let's see. Looks like everything's included. I don't know. There's going to be some difference in there. I think this one has, yeah, that's right. The Home one covers 5 subscriptions. The Personal one covers 1, but LibreOffice is free. And so, you have this model here. It looks as though Microsoft is trying. They realize they can't just drop off the one-time payment. They realize that. And so what's going on is people will when enough of their customer base is on Office 365 instead, and they keep on pulling services and things out of Office, out of the Office Home. They keep on pulling things out of this and adding them over into your into the Office 365, so that eventually, when they have enough market share just on that, there's going to be, okay, it's worth it to not sell the one time anymore. That's kind of what they're moving towards. But of course, on Amazon, you can pay a subscription service fee to Amazon to get free trials of more subscription software. So of course, here's your G Suite, your Norton guaranteed to slow your computer down by 75%, or your McAfee guaranteed to let every virus through. Of course, you can go down here and you can find a variety of different software and get software subscriptions from Amazon. And so everything is moving towards this direction where they're just trying to get everybody to not own anything anymore. You don't own your car, you don't own your software. I tried to find examples of people not owning their clothes anymore, but I couldn't quite find that. So that's kind of how that's working there. Next, we don't own media anymore. You used to go to the store and you could buy a VHS tape. You could buy a cassette tape, or you could buy a CD. Now you can still buy a DVD, but even the DVDs now, it's getting harder and harder to really own it. And so with the media coming along board, now we're having all of these media streaming services. We're streaming all the media along. And so what's going on here is, let's have a look at the top 5 streaming systems. Netflix, DRM-enabled stuff, blocks you based upon your country. Full monthly subscription fee, and you can't save the stuff if the world ends to watch your movies later. Ooh, starts at $8 a month. Awesome. Amazon, video on demand. Yay! Once again, DRM enabled. Limits your availability based on where you are in the world, which is inconsistent with the internet. Whatever the price is for that. Ooh, we have Hulu. See, here's the problem with all of these services is we are so used to now not having a CD, not even really knowing what owning your music is. We're so used to using the services, your Spotify's, and what are your other services? I don't know. Napster, I guess, is out there. There's other ones now as well. So you have all of these services to stream your movies, to stream your music that you don't own anything anymore. So if the whole internet were to die, so suppose that the net neutrality rules die in a couple days, which they probably will, and then your ISP says, we want to launch our own streaming service, no more Spotify for you. Your music's done. You can't go back and listen to your favorite stuff. But if you had the CDs, or you were able to buy a DRM-free MP3, you can move that around to any different devices that you had, and you can keep your music as your own. The thing that prevents you from doing that legally in the United States is the 1204 section of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, because it specifically says that you cannot do anything to overcome encryption. The problem is DVDs are encrypted. So even if you buy a copy of the movie, you're still technically not allowed to rip a copy of the movie, even if you were able to find software that lets you do that, which is stupid. That law needs to be changed. Now, I am not an advocate of renting a movie for $1 from a Redbox and going home and ripping it, but if you buy a movie, you should have the full legal right to save that proof of purchase and to have that movie in any format that you want without requiring some form of DRM. They went ahead, did their job. I did what I was supposed to do, buy the thing. Let me now watch and enjoy the thing consistent with 2017 technology. Thank you very much. And so we get all these subscription services, and all these subscription services, all they're trying to do is to pull the ownership of our media away from us. So we don't own our cars anymore. We don't own our software anymore. We don't own our music anymore. Of course, you can still rent furniture, rent computers, so we don't own those. It's getting to that point where we really don't own anything. They want us to call the Lyft instead of that, and they sell it to us like it's a good thing. It's a good thing. You don't have to worry about the hassle of owning a car. We'll take that horrible burden. We'll offer you the ride. Because, if you take the amount that you would drive around each given year for the average person, at least for the average American, it might cost $9,000 if you're a moron and you don't know how to buy a car to own a car every year. But if you use Lyft or Uber that much, you're paying probably about twice that. And they have the benefit of owning the car. But if you own the car, there's rights and responsibilities in that. But there's also some privilege in that. I don't have to ask permission to go over 15,000 miles in any given year if I have to crisscross the country a couple of times. Locking yourself into these subscription services is a bad plan. All right, so here's the bottom line for this kind of stuff. Anytime a company is trying to say, hey, here's a great service, or here's some monthly service fees to, just to have this, and we'll take care of the car ownership, we'll take care of all those types of things, then remember that there's a challenge in that anytime they're trying to sell you that service, you probably don't own it. You can't own it, and it's probably costing you more. There are a few instances it's not. The only time I look into that is, like a rental type thing. You're in a strange city, you want to rent a car. No problem with that. It's just that long-term rental is always beneficial to the person selling it. Because remember, their objective is to make money. And if they're losing money, somebody's got to own that car. If they're losing money, it's not going to be something they're going to sell you. And it's generally not necessarily what you want to, what's best for you, for your interest. So that's kind of my bottom line. If you want more information, I have an old tinfoil hat time. It's my 7th one ever back in December 2016, I think. and it is called Subscribing to Bankruptcy. I encourage you to watch that, and also watch last week's Tinfoil Hat Time on the City of the Future. So thank you for watching. If you'd like to help support what we are doing, you can check out switchtolinux.com/support to learn about all the ways you can currently support us. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.